Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're diving into a question that seems pretty simple on the surface, but wow, it gets complicated fast. What are humans really designed to eat?
It seems like it should be obvious.
Right. So we've pulled together some really fascinating material from Dr. Sofia Pineda Ochoa. We've got bits from her YouTube deep dive. Are humans omnivores, carnivores, or herbivores? And also this incredibly powerful personal story she wrote called The Silent Plea of White Cow. Our goal here is really to cut through the noise, the common assumptions, and give you a shortcut to understanding this. We'll uncover some pretty surprising biological facts and, yeah, a story that definitely makes you think.
Definitely a question many of us probably think we know the answer to intuitively. Sure. But as we really dig into the physiology, the anatomy, you start to see that maybe our behavior as a species, well, it might be kind of at odds with our biological design. We're going to try and pull out those key nuggets of knowledge today that really challenge those common ideas.
Okay, let's get into it. So behaviorally, right? If you just look around us, humans act like omnivores. Full stop.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, people eat everything. Plants, animals, you name it. It's just what we see every day.
That is definitely what we observe, yeah. But then if you shift focus and look purely at human biology, our physiology, our anatomy, well, that tells a very different story.
Okay.
There's a prominent cardiologist, Dr. William C. Roberts. He's editor-in-chief of the American Journal of Cardiology, and he summed it up really well.
What did he say?
He basically states that human beings, biologically, have the characteristics of herbivores, not carnivores. Even though, as you said, most of us act like omnivores in our daily lives.
Okay. Herbivores. That's a strong claim. And he backs that up with specific comparisons, doesn't he? Can you walk us through some of those?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Think about appendages first. Carnivores.
Yeah.
Claws.
Yeah.
For tearing, grabbing. Herbivores. Hands or hooves. And humans, we have hands.
Right. Obvious when you point it out.
Then teeth. Carnivores have those sharp, pointy teeth for tearing flesh. Herbivores mostly have flat teeth for grinding plant matter. Ours. Clearly designed for grinding.
Yeah, molars mainly.
Exactly. And then the intestinal tract. This was pretty significant. Carnivores have a short one, maybe 3 times their body length. Quick processing. Herbivores. Long, around 12 times body length.
And humans?
Humans fall right into that herbivore category. Our intestines are about 10 times our body length. Needs that length to break down fiber in plants.
Wow, okay. So claws, teeth, gut length.
Huh?
It's more than just surface stuff then.
Oh, yeah. It goes deeper. Even things like how we cool down. Carnivores pant, right?
Yeah.
Herbivores sweat.
Right.
Humans, we sweat. How we drink water. Carnivores lap it up.
Right.
Herbivores sip. And humans sip too.
Yeah.
And maybe most critically, vitamin C.
Okay.
Carnivores make their own. They don't need it in their diet. Herbivores have to get it from their diet.
Yeah.
And humans, well, we absolutely need vitamin C from our food or we get scurvy. So characteristic after characteristic, it's consistently aligns us with herbivores.
Okay, this is getting really interesting now, especially when we zoom in on the digestive system itself. Our mouth, our jaw, how does that structure fit this herbivore picture?
Right. So humans, just like herbivores, we have a relatively small mouth opening compared to our head size. Think about a lion yawning versus, well, us.
Good point, yeah.
Carnivores need that wide gape. And our jaw joint, it's positioned above the level of the teeth. This gives it an expanded angle.
What does that do?
It allows for really significant side-to-side motion, complex movement. Perfect for chewing, grinding plant foods thoroughly.
Okay.
A carnivore's jaw is more like a simple hinge joint. Very strong up and down, but limited side-to-side movement. It's for shearing, not grinding.
And you mentioned if we tried to hunt with our jaws.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, our jaws are much less stable because of that mobility. If we tried to bite down hard on struggling prey, we'd probably be more likely to dislocate our jaw than actually, make a kill.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. And what about saliva? I always just thought saliva was, to help food go down.
Well, it does that too, but unlike carnivores, whose saliva is mostly just for lubrication because they swallow food pretty much whole.
Right.
Humans and herbivores have saliva that's rich in digestive enzymes, like amylase.
Ah, for starches.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So our digestion, it actually starts right there in the mouth. The chewing process isn't just mechanical, it's the first chemical step in breaking down plant cell walls.
Okay, so chewing is really important for us. And speaking of chewing, our teeth. They look so different from a cat's or dog's teeth.
Oh, strikingly different. Our canines, people sometimes point to them and say, see, carnivore, but they're really not like that. They're flattened, kind of blunt, small, not serrated, shaped more like a little spade.
Not exactly daggers.
Not at all. A carnivore's canines are long, sharp, often serrated, designed for killing and tearing. And our molars and premolars, they're broad, squared off, flattened for grinding. A carnivore's cheek teeth are sharp, jagged, blade-shaped for shearing meat off bone. Just try to imagine killing, say, a zebra with our teeth.
Huh. Yeah, no, you'd lose your tooth or worse.
Exactly. You probably get kicked. Our dental setup is just clearly, overwhelmingly optimized for processing plants.
So mouth, jaw, teeth, all pointing towards plants. Does this pattern continue, like, further down? Stomach, intestines?
It absolutely does, yeah.
Yeah.
Our stomach volume, for instance, like other herbivores, it's only about maybe 25% of our total gastrointestinal tract volume.
Okay. And carnivores?
Much larger. Their stomachs can be up to 70% of their GI tract. That allows them to gorge, eat a huge meal, and then digest it slowly.
Right. Feast or famine kind of thing?
Exactly. And the stomach acidity is another big one. Our stomach pH, with food in it, is around 4 to 5, relatively mild. Carnivores secrete way more hydrochloric acid. Their stomach pH could be 1 or even less. Super acidic.
Why so acidic?
It's crucial for killing bacteria. Think about raw, decaying flesh. They need that acidity to handle the pathogens. We don't have that level of protection.
Makes sense. And then the intestines. You mentioned they were long.
Very long. Our small intestine is about 10 times our body length, maybe 30 feet or so.
Yeah.
That length is needed for the slow process of breaking down and absorbing nutrients from fibrous plant material.
Okay.
Sometimes our gut is even described as sacculated, meaning it has these pouches similar to some other herbivores, which also aids in that slow digestion.
And carnivores again?
Short intestines. Only maybe 3 to 5 times their body length, designed for rapid transit of meat, get it through quickly before it putrefies too much.
Wow. Okay, so the whole system, top to bottom, seems geared for plants. What does all this actually mean for our health then? There must be some real physiological consequences to this design.
Oh, definitely. The health implications are pretty significant. Let's go back to vitamin C for a second.
Yeah.
We require it from plants, just like other herbivores. If we don't get it, we get scurvy. Collagen breaks down, affects bones, gums, healing. It's serious.
Right.
Carnivorous mammals, they just make their own. No dietary need. That's a fundamental difference in biochemistry.
And you mentioned vitamin A tells an interesting story, too.
It really does. So there are 2 main forms, right? Preformed vitamin A, that's the stuff in animal products like meat, liver, dairy. And then there's provitamin A, carotenoids, from plants like carrots and leafy greens.
Got it.
Now here's the fascinating and slightly concerning part. That preformed vitamin A, the animal form, can actually be toxic to humans in large amounts.
Toxic.
Yeah. Our livers aren't really equipped to detoxify large quantities of it. Unlike the livers of animals that are primarily carnivorous, they handle it much better.
So we could overdose on vitamin A from animal foods.
Potentially, yes. Some scientists have actually called excess vitamin A intake from animal sources an underappreciated problem. And interestingly, they found fossilized skeletal remains of early humans with bone abnormalities that look like hypervitaminosis, a vitamin A toxicity.
Wow, so this isn't just a modern issue.
Apparently not. It suggests this might be a very ancient vulnerability for our species when consuming large amounts of certain animal tissues, like liver.
Okay, but maybe the most direct health implication for most people today comes back to something Dr. Roberts highlighted, atherosclerosis.
Yes, this is a huge one. Atherosclerosis, the hardening of the arteries from plaque buildup, the thing that causes heart attacks and strokes. Why is it so rampant in humans eating Western diets?
Yeah, why?
Well, Dr. Roberts made a really striking point. Atherosclerosis in the natural world affects only herbivores.
Only herbivores, seriously.
That's what the research indicates. You can feed dogs, cats, tigers, lions, massive amounts of saturated fat and cholesterol. They just don't develop those characteristic atherosclerotic plaques in their arteries.
So carnivores and true omnivores designed to eat animals just don't get it.
They don't develop that specific condition, no. Their bodies are built to handle high intakes of animal fat and cholesterol.
But wait, our bodies need cholesterol, right? For hormones, cell membranes.
Absolutely need it. But here's the key. Our bodies synthesize all the cholesterol we require. We make it ourselves.
Oh, okay.
Dietary cholesterol, the cholesterol you eat, is found only in animal products. Plants don't contain it.
So because we're biologically designed as herbivores, when we eat animal products,
we end up with this excess cholesterol floating around.
Right.
And it contributes to building up that plaque, that problematic coating, inside our arteries, and we develop it extensively. It starts surprisingly early in life for people on typical Western diets.
Wow.
So, yeah, we really do seem to pay a significant physiological price for behaving like omnivores when, biologically, we might be designed as herbivores.
Okay, we've laid out a pretty strong case based on the biology, the anatomy, the physiology, pointing toward this herbivorous design. But we can't just ignore the reality, the behavior, right? The fact that humans do eat meat. And Dr. Sofia Pineda Ochoa, she provides this incredibly powerful firsthand account of, well, how some of those animal products actually get to our plate. It's a tough thing to hear.
It really is. She describes visiting a large slaughterhouse, and her observations started right in the holding areas. She talks about how the animals were just visibly terrified. She felt they somehow knew what was going on, like they sensed that something wasn't right. She mentioned them sort of walking backwards away from her, just filled with fear. You could feel the distress.
That sounds awful. And the actual process she witnessed, it sounds incredibly brutal.
It was harrowing, based on her account. She described the animals fighting back so desperately that the initial stunning method often didn't work properly. It just injured or weakened them. She described cows being hit with a captive bolt, but maybe in the neck instead of the head, and they'd fall down, but still be completely alive, completely conscious, eyes wide open, still making movements.
Well alive.
While alive and conscious, according to her account. Then they'd be shackled by a hind leg, hoisted up into the air.
Oh, God.
And then she says a worker would cut off 3 of the legs from the knee down while the animal was still living. Then make an incision at the tail, pull the skin down over the cow's head.
This is hard to picture.
And then finally make a neck incision. Blood would gush out, and the cow would essentially choke on her own blood before finally dying. It's a graphic and disturbing description of the process she witnessed.
It really is. And amidst all that horror, she talks about one specific animal that really stood out to her, a white cow.
Yes, this huge, beautiful, completely white cow. It was housed individually and seemed profoundly anxious. Dr. Ochoa actually spent some time with her, talking to her, petting her, and she said the cow visibly calmed down with her presence. But the very next day, it was that same white cow's turn.
Oh, no.
And Dr. Ochoa recounts how this cow, unlike the others she saw fighting and struggling, this one didn't struggle. She said the cow walked straight towards her, just staring at her, not blinking.
Staring at her.
Yeah, in a way that Dr. Ochoa interpreted as just, an imploring look, a silent plea for help almost. As the workers pushed the cow into the killing area and the metal door slammed shut, Dr. Ochoa just felt completely helpless watching it happen.
Wow. That's an incredibly powerful and disturbing story.
It really puts a face on the behavioral side of things, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. What a challenging deep dive this has been. We started asking, what are humans designed to eat? And it really seems like our biology, from our teeth, our jaws, our gut, our biochemistry, it points pretty strongly towards a herbivorous design, even though clearly our behavior is omnivorous.
And if you connect all the dots, the biological evidence, things like our need for dietary vitamin C, the issues with vitamin A toxicity, our unique susceptibility as a species to atherosclerosis, it really suggests we pay a significant physiological price for a diet heavy in animal products.
Right.
And then you have the behavioral reality, which Dr. Ochoa's account illustrates so vividly, revealing the profound ethical side, the reality of how we actually obtain those animal foods.
It really does raise a big question, doesn't it, for you listening right now? Given this biological evidence we've discussed and these behavioral realities we've touched on, how does this information maybe reshape your understanding of human health, maybe our place in the natural world, and ultimately the choices we make every day about what we eat?
Yeah.
It's definitely a lot to think about.